again and welcome to class 809. Let's continue. Let's finish with grammar. The verb to take. The verb to take. Remember, tomar una caña, tomar un vino, una copa de vino. Tomar el desayuno, we say, is to have, not to take. To have lunch, to have dinner, to have a drink. Have a drink, have a beer, have a coffee. To have, always. What will you have? I'll have, when you go to a restaurant and the waiter comes, we say, I'll have. Así se dice. ¿Qué desea tomar? Pues yo quiero, en inglés no, se dice, tendré, siempre, I'll have. 100% de las veces. También si dices, I would like, no problem, of course. I want is a bit direct and abrupt. I'll have 2 eggs with bacon. 2 eggs over easy with bacon and toast. I'll have. But here's the verb to take. To take is llevar de un sitio a otro. I can take you. You need to go to the airport? I can take you to the airport. I can take you in my car. I can take you. Ahora, no te puedo llevar en brazos hasta el aeropuerto. That would be to carry. I can take you to the airport, but I can't carry you to the airport. You're too heavy. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to carry you to the airport, but I'm strong enough to take you there. I can take you there in my car. No problem. To take. Marta, can you take this book to the receptionist? To take. ¿Puedes llevar esto a la recepcionista? Can you take this to the receptionist? To take. Sí, llevar. Lo contrario, to bring. To bring. It's interesting, in the past 20 or 30 years, more people are beginning to use bring in the sense of take. I'll bring this, traeré esto hasta el recepcionista. Llevaré. Pero se mezcla a veces ahora. To bring and take. Take. To bring is para acá. To take is hacia allá. Okay, to take. And to take, of course, ingerir medicamentos. That's to take. To take an aspirin. To take medicine. To take medication. To take a pill. To take a pill is what we use that, to take medicine. And then, of course, finally, to take is tardar. How long does it take? How long does it take you, Richard, to prepare this class? It doesn't take me any time. I don't prepare this class. I spent the first 25 years of my career preparing this class. So this class contains 25 years of preparation. But I don't prepare these classes before giving them. So it doesn't take me any time. Now, how long does it take to complete this class? It takes 26 minutes. It takes 26 minutes. How long does it take to become a good English teacher? It depends. Some people teach English their entire life and are mediocre teachers. To have experience in teaching is not an indication of quality. I know a lot of boring teachers with 30 years of experience being boring. Yeah. And I know some teachers with 2 weeks of experience and they're very, very good. It's the personality, the strength of character, and the temperament of the teacher. And of course, the intelligence as well. The desire to connect, the desire to, and the enjoyment of what you do. It becomes contagious. So how long does it take to become a good teacher? Some people, it takes forever. They never become a good teacher. And other people, it takes, technically, to become a good teacher, it takes maybe a year, 2 years maybe, to become a good teacher technically. But that's less important than becoming a good teacher emotionally and spiritually. El espíritu del profesor. Spiritually and emotionally, if you're a good teacher, after 1 week, you're already un 10. You're a teacher. The technical side is interesting to incorporate, but it takes a little bit of time to know the answer to every question. But the power of your teaching, the power of your person, that in 1 week of training or preparation, you can become A very good teacher. A very good teacher. How long does it take? How long did it take you, Richard, to become a good teacher? The first day. Yeah, my first student said, usted no ha... He said, esto es su primera clase, ¿verdad? Se dio cuenta que yo estaba super verde. Yeah. I said, yes. Me gustó. Yeah, why? Because I had energy. Yeah. Power, desire to do well. And so, yeah, I was completely green. But Mr. Melero, my first student in 1974, realized he enjoyed the class. It was stimulating because I was doing my best. So yeah, how long does it take? How long did it take Napoleon Bonaparte to occupy most of Europe? It took him about 7 years to occupy most of Europe. It took him 6 years, 7. From 1802 to 1809 to occupy and control most of Europe. How long did it take Julius Caesar to defeat Gaul? Derrotar las Galias. Julio César. Julius Caesar, recuerdo un alumno que dice, cuando hablas de las tijeras de Julia, Julius Caesars? No. Julio César. No. Julius Caesar, not Julius Scissors. Scissors are tijeras, siempre en plural. Here in Spain, say, me dejas la tijera. No, me dejas las tijeras, okay. But it's a strange invention. Who invented the scissors? I wonder when scissors were invented. Probably 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Do you know? No? ¿Cuándo se inventaron las tijeras? You don't know. Probably 3,000 years ago. I don't know. But it is an interesting invention. It's an interesting instrument. Scissors. All right. But Julius Caesar, it took him 10 years to subjugate Gaul. Well, really, Julius Caesar in his Campaña de las Galias, in his campaign in Gaul, este Gaul, como amadiste Gaul es la Galia. Debería ser amadiste las Galias. Okay. But in any case, he subdued part of Switzerland, part of what is today Belgium, and all of France, basically. All right. It took him 10 years. Yeah. Yes. How long did it take you, Richard, to create a big company? In this company, well, it depends on your definition of big, but it took about 15 years, maybe. 15 years. No, more, 20 years. From 1977 to 1997, it took me about 20 years. It took me a long time. Yes, it took me a long time. How long did it take Amancio Ortega to become rich? It took him a long time. He started working when he was 14. He started in Itex, I think, when he was 37. And I think it probably took him 30 years or 40 years to become rich. Yeah. It takes a long time to achieve certain things. It takes. Okay. ¿Qué hacemos ahora? Expressions en inglés. Expressions, page, where are we? Page 33. Expression number 130, I think. No. Expression 110. ¿Será posible? Expression 110. Okay. To be out like a light. To go out like a light. Se quedó frito. Una hipotermia. Se quedó frito, tío. He went out like a light. To go out like a light. O sea, de apagarse con una luz. To go out like a light. Wow, look at, he's out like a light. He fainted. To faint, faint escrito. Faint. Faint es desmayar. Desmayarse. La hipotimia similar. Caída de tensión sanguínea. Boom, that's the faint. To pass out es quedar sin sentido. Which is the same thing as to faint, pero también podría ser borrachera. To pass out. To pass out. Which is not, it's a different type of fainting. You don't faint, you pass out. You pass out. I think that's, but here you're out like a light. He's out like a light. Yeah, he's out like a light. Number 111, to bear the brunt of something. Dios mío, to bear the brunt. Yeah. I bear the brunt of all the problems here. Yeah, yo pago las facturas de todos los marrones. Son los marrones, los aguanto yo. I bear the brunt of everything. Yeah. I have a plaque on my, una placa. Se dice placa, no? Yeah, I have a plaque on my desk. If you come into my office, we have people outside who are just talking and talking and talking. Next time, we should go outside and say, all right. But there's a plaque on my desk that says, the buck stops here. The buck stops here. Buck es el pavo, pero el pavo como dólar. 10 pavos, $10, 1,000 pavos. El pavo, o sea, el dólar, el pavo, para aquí. Okay, en mi mesa. Why? Because the expression in English, to pass the buck, literalmente pasar el pavo, means pasar la pelota. Es el problema del siguiente. And so, al final está el último jefe. Y ¿a quién paso yo la pelota? I can't pass the buck to anybody. So the buck stops here. And so, I bear the brunt. Brunt. Como suena? B-R-U-N-T. I bear the brunt of all the problems. All the problems of the world are on my shoulder. Yeah, como Atlas de la mitología griega con la orbe en los hombros y la espalda. Es un titán. And he is stoically holding the world. And he bears the brunt of all the problems in the world. Yes. El pobre Mickey siempre termina pagando el mal genio de su madre. Okay. Poor Mickey always ends up bearing the brunt of his mother's bad moods. Menos mal. You know, my mother is never in a bad mood. Marta's in a bad mood today. Eh? Yeah, Marta's in a bad mood. All right. But my mother, I don't remember my mother ever in a bad mood. She was always in a good mood. My mother was always singing. My mother was very romantic. Yeah. She played the piano very well. She was very good. She was a very good pianist. And when she was pregnant with me, I was in the womb. Womb is la matriz. She was playing the piano 3 or 4 hours every day. So I was receiving musical vibrations during my period of gestation. All right. But then I was a little baby and a little boy playing, and my mother was always singing. Dulce la dulce rendición de mi amor. All of these very romantic songs. For sweet surrender, etc. And so I was absorbing all of this music. Okay. And so she was never in a bad mood like Marta today. She was never in a bad mood. She bore the brunt. To bear the brunt. To bear es aguantar, soportar. Se escribe como oso. Pero también bear, bore, born. Bear es aguantar. But to bear también es dar a luz o parir. Por eso decimos, I was born. Yo fui dado a luz. Yo fui parido. I was born in Texas. You were born in Spain, probably. Okay, to bear. But to bear es aguantar. To bear the slings and arrows. Decía Shakespeare. Bueno, decía Hamlet. Sí, aguantar las flechas y las ondas y las flechas de la ultrajante fortuna. All right. to bear the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Yes, that was his famous soliloquio, his famous soliloquy. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is noble in the mind to bear the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, to bear the brunt, to bear. Existe la palabra stand, como estar de pie, pero eso es no aguanto. No hay quien aguante este ambiente aquí. No aguanto, I can't stand, siempre con can, or couldn't. I can't stand this room. I can't stand those people. I can't stand these books. Eso es cuando me repatea, me repele, etc. Eso es I can't stand. I can't bear. No puedo soportar la situación. I can't bear. Es más emocional y más triste. I can't bear. I can't stand is, wow, qué asco. I can't stand. I can't bear. All right, to bear the brunt. To bear a grudge or to hold a grudge. Wow, se usa mucho esto. Grudge, escrito, dos Gs, G, D, G, E. Grudge, grudge. To hold a grudge. Sostener un grudge. Yo sostengo un grudge. ¿Qué significa eso? I hold a grudge means guardo rencor. Hacia alguien, contra alguien, o contra algo. Hacia algo. To hold a grudge. Yes. To hold a grudge. Me hicieron, ese palomo me hizo una faena hace 47 años y todavía guardo rencor. He did something bad to me 47 years ago, and I still hold a grudge against him. I still hold a grudge. Guardar rencor. Okay, I can't believe Joanna is still bearing a grudge. Bear a grudge también se dice. Mucho más hold. Is still holding a grudge after all these years. No puedo creer que Joanna siga guardando rencor después de todos estos años. Yo también con el palomo. All right. To hold a grudge. And one more. To beat around the bush. Wow. This is one of the most common expressions in the book. To beat around the bush. Now, when people say to beat around the bush means andar por las ramas, o sea, andarse con rodeos, no ir al grano. To beat around. Stop beating around the bush. Get to the point. Ve al grano. Stop beating around the bush. Stop beating around the bush. And the image, la imagen que un angloparlante tiene, imagina que esto es un arbusto, a bush, okay? Y alguien está batiendo o golpeando la tierra a su alrededor, beating around the bush. That's the image normally that an English speaker has when this says, don't stop beating around the bush, deja de andar con rodeos, ve al grano. However, this image is not correct. Beating around the bush, to beat around the bush is en el monte bajo, más lejano, dando batidas para asustar a los animales para la montería de caza. Y los animales van por una dirección y los cazadores esperan la movida en esa dirección. Y hay ciervos, jabalíes y todo. Because hay hombres ahí haciendo fragor y aparato in the forest. In the forest or in el monte bajo, we say in the bush. That's to beat around the bush. Stop beating around the bush. Deja de ir andar por el monte dando golpes en el suelo, por ejemplo. Stop beating around the bush o en los árboles. However, it means deja de ir por los cerros de úbeda. Al grano, por favor. Get to the point. Get to the point and stop beating around the bush. Los británicos muchas veces beating about the bush. About y around muchas veces. To walk about the city, to walk around the city. Prefiero around. Okay. That's it for today. on expressions. How much time do we have left, Marta? Okay, we can start. We can start with translation booklet. Someday we're going to finish this, baby. Someday we're going to finish it. Page 332. Page 332. Wow. All right. List number 6. Por supuesto que sí. Intraducible. Por supuesto que sí, no puedo traducir si no he visto la frase anterior. Porque depende del verbo auxiliar. Of course I am. Of course it is. Of course you are. Of course she is. Of course it was. ¿Estaba ardiendo mucho el fuego? Por supuesto que sí. Of course it was. ¿Está ahí enfadada? ¿Otra vez? Of course she is. Como siempre. Of course she is. ¿Eres buen profesor? Of course I am. Okay, depende. So the frase anterior, which was on the previous page. Eso me parece una buena idea. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. Por supuesto que sí. Of course it does. Of course it sounds like a good idea. Of course it does. ¿Acaso dudas de mis ideas? Yeah. Of course it does. It sounds like a wonderful idea. Nunca se me había ocurrido. It had never occurred to me. I had never thought of that. It had never occurred to me. ¿Y cuál fue la idea from the last list? I don't remember what the idea was. Un hogar. Casarse para la mujer para tener un hogar. ¿Para qué necesito un hogar? Para que te pueda servir tus comidas. Eso me parece una buena idea. That sounds like a good idea. Of course it does. It had never occurred to me. Eres un poco extraño, ¿sabes? You're a little strange, you know. You're a little strange. You're a little strange, you know. Strange, no estrange, por favor. No me metas una E delante. You're a little strange, you know. You're a little strange. Tú también. So are you. You're strange. Me? Well, so are you. Yeah. You work too much. Tú también. So do you. You live in Madrid. Sí, pero tú también. Yes, and so do you. All right. Eres un poco extraño. You are a little strange. Tú también. So are you. ¿Me puedes dar fuego? Ya no se dice esto. Can you give me a light? This book was written in the mid-1980s. Can you give me a light? Yeah. Encendérame el cilindrín, se decía en Calle Serrano por ahí. Los pijos. Yeah. Can you give me a light? Can you give me a light? Can you give me a light? No deberías fumar tanto. You shouldn't smoke so much. You shouldn't smoke so much. I've told you many times, lately, walking around the city, I see more women smoking than men. I see more women carrying cigarettes now than men in this city, on the streets. No deberías fumar tanto. You shouldn't smoke so much. You shouldn't smoke so much. No lo puedo evitar. I can't help it. I can't help it. Literalmente no lo puedo ayudar, pero es help aquí es evitar. I can't help it. I can't help it. Yes, te cansas cuando subes escaleras, te he visto. You get tired when you go upstairs. You get tired when you climb stairs. Aquí de climb, trepar escalones. You get tired when you climb stairs. To climb is escalar montañas. A mountain climber, montañero, un alpinista, a mountain climber. To climb a mountain. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. Climb. But we say también to climb a ladder. O sea, subir una escalera de mano, trepar, to climb. To climb a tree. Trepar un árbol. To climb a tree. Yeah. To climb the corporate ladder. Subir el escalafón de la empresa. To climb the corporate ladder. Corporate. O sea, la escalera corporativa. The corporate ladder. To climb. And to climb stairs. To go up the stairs, se dice un poco más, creo. To go up the stairs, to go down the stairs. Aquí dice bajar abajo y subir arriba. To go up the stairs, to go down the stairs. To climb the stairs, te cansas cuando subes escaleras. You get tired when you climb stairs. Tú también. So do you. A veces te cuesta respirar. Sometimes you have trouble breathing. Eso es mentira. No, sometimes you have trouble breathing. That's a lie. Yo nunca miento. I never lie. Yo tampoco. Neither do I. Neither do I. All right. So do I, so do you, etc. More tomorrow. Take care.